All right. A while back, I was covering Kanye West. There was a lot to do with Kanye West coding, and I mean, these videos, they don't even have the comments anymore. But I mean, I was getting super attacked on these videos more than any video I've ever got attacked on. People telling me to kill myself and everything. It was ridiculous. But funny that it's deleted now. I think this one still has some comments, but no big deal, I guess. Whatever. Moving on. But I just think it's funny because Kanye West was totally coded into the Paris attacks. So if you haven't, please go and watch this playlist. It is kind of long. I mean, it's probably an hour or so worth of stuff, maybe a little more than an hour and a half. But it will make so much more sense if you go back and go from the beginning and watch these 4 videos. It'll make sense as what I'm saying. Now, the number 139 was completely surrounded with Kanye West because in the 2009 VMA Awards, the one where Taylor Swift won the award and Kanye West got up on stage and said that Beyonce had the greatest album of all time, blah, 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 blah. Well, that happened on 9/13, which in England they would write it as 13-9, kind of like 139. The word Freemasonry also adds up to 139. Interesting too. So then he got up on stage again this year at the Grammy Awards, and he pretended to do the same thing to Beck, but it was supposedly just a stupid joke or whatever. But Beck won the album of the year called Morning Phase. Morning Phase in Gematria adds up to 139. And then on 6/27 this year, Kanye went to Glastonbury because the Foo Fighters couldn't play because Dave Grohl fell and broke his leg. There was all that falling stuff in the news. In August or whatever, there was the John Baptiste guy that fell. September 23rd came on the first day of fall. The guy at the Atlanta Braves game. I made a ton of videos on this about the falling theme. But anyway, Kanye got interrupted at Glastonbury on this day by the comedian making fun of Kanye doing it or whatever. And from the Grammys this year to that day is a span of 139 days. And then this year at the VMAs, when Kanye West won the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award, he said that he's going to run for president in the year 2020. And so he would become president if he won on 1/20 of 2021. And it is 139 days before his 44th birthday. Interesting, Obama's the 44th president. Just wanted to point that out, I guess. But if you go from 6/27 to the Paris attacks, it's a span of 139 days. So this is the day that Kanye got interrupted at Glastonbury. It's the day after gay marriage became legalized on 6/26. 62 and 26 are surrounded by Queen Elizabeth. Kanye sung the Queen song. That, Freddie Mercury was the lead singer of Queen. He sung Bohemian Rhapsody. Freddie Mercury is gay, had AIDS, died from AIDS. Queen was the gay band the day after gay marriage legalized. Pretty interesting. Also, Kanye West married to Kim Kardashian, Bruce Jenner, all the connections. Lamar Odom. Kanye has all these connections to a lot of recent events. And it's just super interesting because we've talked about the Team America, how Team America, the opening scene was an attack in Paris by the terrorists. Also, right after that scene, they go to New York, and the guy's singing, "Everyone has AIDS. AIDS, it's AIDS, AIDS," But very interesting, the word Charlie in Gematria adds up to 56. He's known for 2.5 Men. I'll just put it in here really quick. So Charlie equals 56, 2.5 Men, 56. Even men adds up to 14, and 14 divided by 2.5 is 5.6. But Charlie Sheen doesn't have any trace of HIV anymore. Just like Magic Johnson, 56. Even the creator of the movie, Team America, adds up to 56. Ton more. Have previous videos on this as well. But also, Paris, France equals 56. ISIS equals 56. And wouldn't you know, Kanye equals 56. His middle name, Omari, 56. He's married to Kim Kardashian, 56. Even Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Adolf Hitler, all add up to 56. Anyway, moral of the story here, Kanye West has a clothing line under APC brand. And literally, he got booed off the stage, or whatever, there's articles about it in 2011, I believe, in Paris. And these are some of the clothes that he has. They literally look just like ISIS. This company, APC, is even a French ready-to-wear brand. This guy, the Jewish-born designer, whatever, on this company, even was born in 51. If you watch the previous videos that I talked about, Kanye West adds up to 51. Taylor Swift adds up to 51. Literally, Freddie adds up to 51. Gray adds up to 51. There's a lot of coding to the Freddie Gray death with Kanye West. Even the movie Freddy's Dead came out on September 13th, the 139. You know what? And what's even more interesting, to make matters worse, is that in 2012, Kanye had this shirt, Pray for Paris. Now, why in the world would he wear a shirt like that in 2012? Seems pretty interesting to me, considering his clothing line looks like ISIS. Then he wears a shirt, Pray for Paris. The Paris attack happens 139 days after the day that I talked about over and over and over, and people told me I was retarded. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Also, he has a song with Jay-Z, Beyonce, right? It all makes sense. He's even on Jay-Z's record label, Niggas in Paris. And look when it came out. September 13th, 2011. You know, interesting too, November 13th. I've talked a lot about how they use different calendars and they convert them from the Julian to the Gregorian. Also the Roman calendar. And in the Roman calendar, November is the 9th month. Novum means 9. So literally, November would be 13-9 as well. And interesting because Roman calendar adds up to 56. Ides of March, the Julian calendar, the guy who made the Julian calendar, Julius Caesar, Ides of March adds up to 56. Also, I just threw in this other one. I just watched the documentary on the Eagles of Death Metal band, and it was all about the lead singer. He actually goes by the name Boots Electric. Boots Electric, 56. His real name is Jesse Hughes. Jesse Hughes adds up to 126. Interesting, because Charlie Sheen has tiger's blood. He has HIV. Also think Taylor Swift. What was her hit song? Bad Blood. I mean, come on. Think about it. It's so ridiculous they're putting it in your face. Bad Blood, Tiger's Blood, HIV. He sings the gay band song. I mean, also, the 126th day of the year is May 6th, 5-6, with 239 remaining. It's the 239th year of the United States. A whole lot more with 239. So I've also talked a lot about Queen Elizabeth because, Kanye sung the Queen song. He even says, Mama, I just killed a man, which I believe is Obama, who they're going to kill. But, interesting, the Queen became the longest reigning British/English monarch of all time on 9/9 this year. And 9/9 to 11th, the Paris attacks, 65 days. The Mirror of 56. The Paris attacks even happened on Friday the 13th. I have a video on this previously, but I just want to re-say it. Friday the 13th is when the Knights Templar became demolished. Knights Templar adds up to 65. And that's where the Friday the 13th conspiracy comes from or whatever. But they were wiped out by this guy, Philip IV. He adds up to 56. Also interesting, Philadelphia adds up to 65. Philadelphia definitely surrounded. Even the movie Philadelphia is about Tom Hanks, who has AIDS with his gay boyfriend and whatnot, So, also interesting to point out, there's a South Park episode called Fish Sticks, where Kanye is the gay fish. just stuck out to me, whatever. It's season 13, episode 5. I'm surprised it wasn't episode 9. But anyway, Fish Sticks actually adds up to 123, just like Kanye West, just like Conspiracy. Also interesting, the whole episode is about Jimmy makes a joke. Do you like fish sticks in your mouth? What are you, a gay fish? Whatever. But Jimmy, and then Cartman steals it. Jimmy and Cartman literally add up to the same thing, 70 and 25. Just thought that was kind of weird. Also, the whole point, they're making fun of auto-tune. And the other night I made a video about some weird movies that were on Dish Network or whatever on Black Friday. And I'm going to make a whole another video after this on this, but something to do with the Blue Man and whatnot. But the band Eiffel 65, interesting, 65 after their name. The 65, the Eiffel Tower was even built to premiere on 5/6 of 1889. But they're known for their Blue and Dabble Dee Da song or whatever, right? And it has auto-tune. Just found it kind of strange, I guess. So pointing that out really quick. Anyway, back to the Queen. She's connected to all of this. Queen Elizabeth. Interesting, I talked about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The next prince, or the next king, if Queen Elizabeth dies, will be Prince Charles. His birthday was on November 14th, the day after the Paris attacks, but West Philadelphia is where the Fresh Prince was born and raised. West Philadelphia adds up to 168, just like Queen Elizabeth II, just like Taylor Swift, just like Beyonce Knowles. Bohemian Rhapsody even came out on the album A Night at the Opera, 168. I've talked a lot about the World Series this year and the foreshadowing in movies and whatnot. The Trainwreck movie, New York Mets, add up to 168. They even play in Queens. Tons of other stuff with that. Also, in the VMAs this year, Taylor Swift mentions that she started listening to Kanye West when she was like 12 years old, even though when I did the deal is actually like 14 years. Who knows, but the album was called College Dropout, 168. Even if you add up 168, it adds up to 110. This number was surrounded with the World Trade Center. Osama bin Laden adds up to 110. The World Trade Centers were proposed and approved by a Rockefeller. Rockefeller 110. The Twin Towers were 110 stories tall. Even 911 in Gematria is 110. And go figure, what? It's also 56, Osama bin Laden is 110 and 56. I mean, give me a break. Also, 168 adds up to 254. September 11th is the 254th day of the year. Even the day that Pope Francis became the Pope adds up to 168. Also wanted to point out a few other things. Queen Elizabeth is surrounded by 52 and 62 in their mirrors. So she became queen at the age of 25 on 2/6. And she was born in 1926. She turned 26 the same year that she became the queen. She was coronated on 6/2, 62 years ago. There's a whole bunch of other things I've talked about it. If you go back and watch some of my videos, even the gay marriage was legalized on 6/26, right? The mirrors. But Jay-Z also equals 62. The word queen adds up to 62. And interesting, if you go back to when I talked about all of this started at the VMAs with Taylor Swift, Beyonce Knowles, and Kanye getting on the stage in 2009. If you go to the Paris attacks, it's a span of 6 years and 2 months. Also interesting, it's a span of this many days or whatever. It keeps freezing up, but it's really weird because I have this written on my hand today because that's how much mail I opened or whatever. It's really strange, 2252. But another interesting thing about that gay and AIDS and whatever. Gay men is associated with AIDS, 65. Shared needles, 56. So moral of the story, Kanye West and all of this was foreshadowing the Paris attacks. Even interesting, I want to end it on here. 1989 was Taylor Swift's album. The Queen is 89, It even came out on Philadelphia's 333rd